Unit 3B. Grammar. Modals present and future. Warm up. Gestures around the world. Watch the video and take notes. How many gestures can you remember?
It's well known that some gestures mean different things in different parts of the world. In some places, such as Britain, this means everything's okay, while in Brazil and other places, it's considered obscene. And in still other places, such as Japan, it means money. In Italy, they might make this sign to emphasize a point, while in Jordan, it can mean wait a second. Certain things often have gestures for them. For instance, in most places where drinking alcohol is popular, there's a sign for drinking or getting drunk. In the US, it's this. While in France, they grab and twist their nose, and in Russia, they flick their throat. On the other hand, some places have more or less unique gestures. In Russia, to say you're making things too complicated, you scratch your ear by going around the back of your head. Among the most common and probably oldest gestures are nodding for yes and shaking the head for no. But even this isn't universal. Bulgarians are famous for shaking their head to mean yes, and nodding with a click of the tongue to mean no. And in South Asia, they have a third option, which involves tilting the head from side to side. It's used to acknowledge the person speaking to you, although in some contexts it can also mean approval, or even uncertainty.
I remember watching 4 types of gestures. Good luck, obscene or money gesture. Pinched fingers gesture. Drinking gestures. Agreeing or disagreeing gestures. How about you? How many gestures can you remember?
Exercise 1. Speaking work in pairs. What cultural problems do people face when they travel abroad?
I've come up with some problems when traveling abroad. First, difficulty in communicating effectively with locals. Second, unfamiliarity with local customs such as greetings, gestures. Third, unawareness of sensitive topics or taboos. Finally, different cultural attitudes towards time management, punctuality, and work-life balance.
Exercise 2. Read the text. Which is the best piece of advice in your opinion? Why?
I think learning about the history and culture of a place you are going to visit is the best piece of advice. It helps you understand why things are the way they are today. It teaches you to respect local customs, enjoy the local way of life, and avoid misunderstandings. It makes your travel experience more meaningful and enjoyable.
Exercise 3. Complete the Learn This box with the verbs below. Then find examples of the rules in the text in exercise 2. Be supposed to, don't have to, don't need to, and needn't. Must and have to, mustn't, should and ought to. Let's check the answers. Exercise 5. Read the Learn This box. Then find examples of the rules in the text in Exercise 2. Exercise 6. Complete the text with verbs from the Learn This. Exercise 1. Complete the sentences with the verbs below. Use each verb once. You needn't bring sun cream to the beach, you can borrow mine. We mustn't forget to invite your brother to the party. He'll be upset if we do. Layla should be wearing a coat. It's freezing outside. All the students at my school must wear uniform, it's one of the rules. I think we are supposed to take our shoes off before we go into the temple. No one else is wearing theirs. You shouldn't really eat fruit and vegetables unless you've washed them first. Exercise 2. Choose the best verb form to complete the sentences. Exercise 7. Use of English. Rewrite the sentences using the words in brackets. 1. You should buy a phrase book. 2. Are we supposed to leave a tip? 3. You mustn't enter the temple in shorts. 4. You don't need to speak Spanish.
While eating at a restaurant in Vietnam, a visitor should use chopsticks appropriately and ought to avoid sticking them upright in a bowl of rice, as this is considered disrespectful. They must try to finish all the food on their plate, as leaving food can be seen as wasteful and disrespectful.
When you're invited to a friend's parents' house in Vietnam, you must be respectful and mindful of Vietnamese customs. You should dress modestly and neatly. Most importantly, you must be polite and show respect, especially towards the elders. You may express your gratitude for their hospitality before leaving.
When you are visiting a religious building in Vietnam, you must be respectful. You may need to learn the specific customs and rules associated with the religious building you plan to visit. You should also dress modestly and neatly. You must avoid wearing revealing or flashy clothing.
When going to the beach in Vietnam, you should bring along sunscreen, sunglasses and a hat. You must keep the beach clean by picking up your trash. You might want to avoid disturbing wildlife and natural habitats. Most importantly, you must swim in designated areas, watch for warning flags, and be mindful of tides and currents.